Hi, I'm Janine. I'm doing this Atlantic row at the age of 70. I'm going to go for the world record of being the oldest woman to do an Atlantic row, or to row any ocean actually.
My name's Sophie and I'm one of the team members of Cruising Free Atlantic Row. I'll be 32 when we complete the row, and in doing the row I'm going to be the first person with cystic fibrosis to row any ocean.
My name's Polly, I'm 50 years old. I'm part of Cruising Free Atlantic rowing team. I've wanted to row the Atlantic for quite a few years, and I just had never had the opportunity to do it until I heard about Janine and Sophie's attempt at doing the Atlantic. And I kind of badgered them until they let me on board, really, which luckily they did.
I'm Maya and I'm 24. I'm the youngest and the newest team member of Cruising Free doing the Atlantic row in 2025.
We're really lucky in that we've got this opportunity to row across the Atlantic, or to try and row across the Atlantic.
I've been a sea rower for about 30 years, or over 30 years, and the questions come up over the time about would I like to do the Atlantic. I've always said no, but now, just when this opportunity came up, it was like, I'll do it. If I don't do it now, I won't ever do it.
I got involved with the team because one day Janine asked me if I'd ever thought about rowing across the Atlantic Ocean, and I guess for me there was no going back from that point. I couldn't put it down. There was something about it that just really spoke to me. I loved the idea of the adventure.
So I started committed to the team about 2 months ago, after the previous fourth rower dropped out. I was saved as a reserve for the team, and I've kind of just committed in the last sort of 2 months or so. So my background, I'm a water sports instructor, so I've been in the outdoor industry for about 3 years now, and I do various things from sort of sailing, powerboating, windsurfing, and lots of board sports and things. So I kind of guess that's kind of where my background has come into wanting to help. But also Paul Sartori, so obviously Janine being the eldest woman, Paul Sartori is a local hospice care, and I've personally had a lot of help with Paul Sartori. I lost quite a few family members in the last 5 years or so, and Paul Sartori was such a huge help when it came to looking after my mum. So I suppose that's a really big part of why I want to do it.
So cystic fibrosis is a genetic health condition that I was diagnosed with at 3 months old, and it affects sort of all parts of my body, but for me mostly my lungs. When I was born in 1992, there were very few people still alive aged 30 living with cystic fibrosis, so for me to now be 32 and considering rowing across the Atlantic, that in itself is quite phenomenal. You know, obviously there's access to the amazing healthcare I get on the NHS and the amazing care I've received from my mum growing up as well. But most importantly, 4.5 years ago, I got access to a drug called Kaftrio, and it's one of the first drugs that get to the root cause of cystic fibrosis, and essentially it's really changed my life. From my early 20s, it sort of started to decline a lot quicker. I was spending quite a lot of time in hospital, maybe 2 weeks at a time, up to 5 times a year. I was having to put hours and hours every day into doing nebulizers, physio, taking lots of tablets, and my health was still deteriorating. When I got access to Kaftrio, that sort of completely changed. Yes, I still very much live with cystic fibrosis. I still have to take lots of tablets every day. I still have to do daily nebulizers and physio, and sometimes I do have to have those 2-week hospital stays. But my health now is much more stable, and my lung function increased, and so now I'm able to sort of think about a long future that I never thought I'd have the opportunity to do. And so for me, that's a massive motivation and reason why I want to take on the Atlantic. Well, only, firstly for myself, because I quite honestly didn't think I'd be alive. So for me, it's just a real privilege to be well enough to consider such an adventure. No one's yet gone on to do an ocean row, and so I guess I want to do it for myself, but I also want to do it to sort of showcase to the cystic fibrosis community maybe what's possible, and to encourage people to maybe take on these epic adventures and to not let cystic fibrosis completely stop them if it doesn't have to. Part of what we need to do though is we need to consider about how we're going to manage cystic fibrosis on the Ocean Row, because I still need to take all my tablets and I'm still going to have to do my daily nebulizers, and I'm going to have a fridge on board as well because one of my medications has to be kept in the fridge. These are things that ocean rowers, as far as we're aware, never normally have to think about.
Going for the world record, that's not why I'm doing it. It just is incidental. I happen to be the oldest woman, but that has also caused me to think about the point of view of my age. There are a few things that are going to be different for me. So things like I'm more likely to break a bone, and also that as I get older I need more recovery time, so I'm not sure how that's going to impact on me and the team, but I must say I'm pretty fit, so I'm hoping that's not going to be an issue. The Ocean Row is 3,200 miles, so we have to be fairly fit physically to be able to do that, but I've heard from other ocean rowers that it's actually about 30% physical and 70% mental. So to address these two things we need to do quite a lot of training. So I'm actually on the water rowing about 3 or 4 times a week. I do a lot of cycling for the sort of mental side of training. We're working with people who are experts in group work, so that our mental agility when we're out there kind of matches our physical agility. In August last year we went to the county show, took our boat to the county show. This couple came up and I was chatting away to them and being enthusiastic, as I usually am, about what we're doing, and they turned out to be William and his wife, and we were very, very lucky to meet them there, and they were really interested in what we're doing from Bluestone. We're really happy that they're so involved in our escapade.
We've also been really fortunate in having Bluestone help us come on board with us and help us in lots of different ways that we wouldn't have even thought about. And he's been really great in putting us in touch with people for insurance, with electronics, with food suppliers, all those sorts of things that you don't really think about that are actually really difficult to organise and also really costly. The food costs about £10,000. We have to take dehydrated foods and you have to have snack packs and things. And part of Bluestone's support for us is helping us source really good value but nutritious food at a good price. And that's been really, really useful. It was also really helpful at having the conversations. He's got access to all these different businesses in Wales that can help us in ways that we hadn't thought of before as well. And like, for example, the insurance. And he's helped us get in touch with an insurance company who will actually be able to insure the boat for the Atlantic crossing, which has been quite hard to find up until now. So we're really pleased that he's come on board with us. He's also offered us, which has been really great for me particularly, some help with the physical aspects of the challenge. So I have 2 children at home, I'm married, a husband, I also work full-time as a nurse in the NHS. So my time is really limited how much. But Mike, one of the employees at Bluestone, is into fitness. He does Ironman challenges, and he's been really instrumental in helping me keep focused with my fitness and really efficient with the type of fitness and training that I'm doing and the nutrition that we take on board, which has been really good.
Just wanting to support these women who are making such an inspiration and making such a difference is kind of what I'm getting out of it.